Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, namaste, sat sri akal, salam alaikum. I'm confident all of you guys are thriving in euphoria there, and so am I. And it's a beautiful rainy day, but I'm just awaiting for some sunlight. So let's start with a chant. So friends, today we are talking on a very wonderful subject, which is the topic, the subject name would be the journey from heart to mind to body to outcome, the manifestation. So every moment we take the journey from the heart. The heart is connected to the soul. So every truth, every reality, every creativity, every intention is set from the heart. So heart is the first initiator of every reality that we manifest. So heart, the journey we take every moment is from the heart to the mind, to the body, then it becomes the external outcome, right? So like we set an intention in the heart. Take as an example, you love someone, or you love a project, creating a project, or you're creating a connection, you're creating a romantic dynamic, or you're creating a piece of art, or you're purchasing a home. So you're first setting the intention and then making it happen, right? Making a home, creating a home for yourself, whatever it can be. Or you're creating a body, a fitness, your body, your core, your strength. So whatever everything is a creation, right? So whatever you're manifesting, it starts from your heart, because your heart is directly linked to the soul. So your soul knows the purpose of you existing in here and now as a human consciousness, right? So the moment, every moment, it looks negative, positive, doesn't matter. Everything is coming from there, inside there. Without that, you cannot forget thriving. You cannot survive even, right? So let's start with the heart. Heart sets the intention. Heart opens the idea, the mind. Instructs the mind, which we call the heart. We call the emotional intelligence, right? So it is your emotional intelligence what guides your mind, what gives ideas and intentions to your mind. That's planting a seed, goes to your mind, and then your mind takes the journey from doubting to going back and forth, assessing, researching, studying, planning, strategizing. So mind has its own process, right, to reach to the state of belief, right? Unless it, like, depending on how wise and how awakened and how open and how unlimited you are as in your belief system and your perception, you will look at things from that perspective, right? Like, you want to start a business, you might feel, I don't have the money, I don't have the resource, I don't have the experience, I don't have X, Y, Z, so many reasons. But when you think unlimited, when you believe in your conviction, when you know that you are capable of doing it, then when your intention comes from your heart, your body starts processing it, your mind starts processing it, doing research on what's necessary. How can I collaborate or bring all these things together, and how can I prepare myself? How can I take the first step, second step, third step? So your mind starts working towards it, right? And then when your mind reaches to a state of presence where it completely believes that you have become one with it, your reality is already vibrationally one with you, right, one with you. When your mind believes it completely, your subconscious and conscious becomes one with that intention that your emotional intelligence has already set or guided you, then your body, then the journey from heart to the mind, then the journey goes to the body. The mind instructs your body to work towards that goal, that idea, that intention, right? That desire, that calling. Your body again has a pattern. Your body has its own ego, like your mind has its own ego. So he has to see things, he has to do research, the mind has to study, the mind has to believe, the mind has to be practical at the same time, intuitive, and all has to integrate, right? Once that is done, then the body has an ego, as a pattern which has been living since a long time, generation. So now your body has to believe what your mind is instructing. But when your mind has believed it, it's easy for the body to believe it. But your body has to go through phases. It's transformation, right? Your body has been adapted to one kind of being, one kind of creation, one kind of presence, one kind of belief. It has been set to that ego state. Now to break that pattern and your body to adapt a new pattern and create from a new place of belief and perspective, your body needs to go through that journey of releasing the past old way of being, thinking, doing. Your body needs to unlearn the old and then learn the new, what your mind is instructing, and then get comfortable with it, right? Like now, you love someone, you want to go and tell the person, your heart has guided you to go and do it, your mind is taking some time to process, to see how it is going to, that I'm going to do, am I going to succeed, and XYZ. When your mind starts completely believing, it tells your body to take action, but your body has its own ego. Now your body has to go through the process of unlearning and releasing that ego, that old way of thinking, old way of being, and then adapt the new way, and then it goes through healing, cleansing, purifying, and then it takes action towards that goal and succeeds in that journey, right? So it's a journey, right? From your heart to your mind to your body. Everything has its own ego. When your heart doesn't have an ego, it's emotional intelligence. But when you're connected to your heart, then your mind becomes easier to believe it. But of course, where we are in our journey, it takes that much time for us to process and believe, and then guide, instruct our body to release the old ego, the old conditioning, and then adapt the new belief that the mind is instructing, and adapting it, practicing it, implementing it, believing it, and then taking action, inspired action towards the goal, and then succeeding in it, right? By completely detaching to that. That's a process, the journey that we go through. And what it is, it's all about timelines, right? We think that, okay, my heart is telling me, but my mind is fighting with it, my body is not agreeing with it. It's all timelines. In here, in earth, we live in linear timelines, right? So your mind is living in a timeline, your body is living a timeline. So when your heart tells your mind takes that, goes through the complete process of timeline, changing from one to one. Complete belief system is changing, right? New perspective, new way of thinking and being. And then your body has a timeline. It starts changing those timelines, shifting those timelines, and adapting new timelines of believing in that, becoming one with the reality that you want to manifest. It's all about timelines, right? Like it's a season. What we call season is timeline. And when you are becoming one with it, it's your timeline. That doesn't matter what is the external timeline. You have your own timelines. Every human being has their own timeline, depending on where they are in their journey, in their path. So then you manifest your timeline in your way, in your pace, in your path, right? And then what makes it more easier in that timelines, especially for the body to adapt, it is that our body mostly fights because it is easy to hypnotize the mind. It is not so difficult to hypnotize the mind because the mind is very intelligent. The intellect, the consciousness is very intelligent, right? And the body, the head, the heart and the mind doesn't, not every time has much of separation or difference of thinking, because heart doesn't have ego, and your mind fights because of the ego, but when your heart gives that stability, that security from within to your mind, it starts agreeing to it. Your mind starts giving into it. It's not so difficult. It's not a long process to convince the mind, but it's a long process to convince the body, because the body carries lots of toxins. It carries lots of toxins, the energies, the food, all kind of addictions and all of that. So fasting helps. When we do fasting, intermittent fasting every day, and that helps us to cleanse the body, to purify the body, to heal the body, to release the old way of perceiving, thinking, being, doing. And then when the mind instructs the body to adapt a new way of thinking, being, doing, acting, it takes those instructions fast. It makes those changes fast. It shifts the timelines fast when you do fasting. It helps you stay clean, purify your energies, and brings you more into the flow of the universe, the cosmic flow, which is completely in alignment, in attunement, in one with the higher frequencies of the universe, where your body doesn't fight much for the changes. It is ready every time for the change. Like, I'm always ready for a new change. Doesn't matter, death, life, anything, space, time, location, people, everything. I'm ready for the change, because I'm so in tuned with the frequency of the cosmos, of the universe. For me, it is a daily routine thing. Like, I'm eating my food, it's like I'm ready for the change every single day. It doesn't matter what it is, right? The bigger picture is being in alignment. The bigger picture is creating profound realities, profound manifestations, high vibrational space, time, and realities, and connections and creations, right? That is the bigger picture. Fulfillment. That's the kick. That's the fire inside of us, right? That's stability for us. So what I'm trying to say is, the fasting is what the journey from your heart to your mind to your body, and the main fight is about the mind and the body, which in earth is the mind and the body that fights more, because that carries lots of ego and patterns. Your heart doesn't have an ego. So still we are doing so many things: meditation, we're doing affirmations, hypnotism, subliminal, journaling, a lot of things, right? Yoga, for the mind to stay calm, to listen to the intuition, to follow the guidance, to be in attunement and alignment. The body fights with, because the body goes through a lot of struggle, because the body has a lot of toxins every single day. We absorb a lot of energies externally from food, people, experiences, and all of that, right? All of the air, all of everything is there. So fasting helps it. Salt water bath helps it. Tea tree oil, salt water bath helps it. Fasting helps it. Of course, yoga, running, dancing, physical activities. But fasting is a very good way of at least 15 hours of fasting every day, 15 to 16 hours, adding your night time. So that's why I always say, eat your dinner early, and then after that a breakfast, at least give that gap of 15 to 16 hours. So when you do that, we can shift the timelines of the body very easily. We can heal fast. We can keep our energies clean, the vibrations high, and the manifestation powers goes high. Our alchemy energies goes high, and the body doesn't struggle much to become one with the mind and the heart. So when the body, mind, and heart is in the right place and alignment, it's easy, man. It's easy. It's flowing. It's high. So munchkins, it's getting longer, the video. We'll tune in again. Catch you soon, guys. Keep thriving, keep shining, keep spreading your love and light. And I feel beautiful, I feel loved, I feel grounded, centered, balanced, and abundant in all time, space, dimension, and reality, because my body, mind, heart, and soul is in right place and is in alignment, right? It's in attunement. I'm sending you love, light, and healing energies, my divine, infinite beings. Keep thriving.